Algal blooms are a rapid overgrowth of algae, causing the water to become discolored and thick with algae. Algal blooms can occur naturally and can be beneficial to the ecosystem, but they can also be harmful. Harmful algal blooms, or HABs for short, can have negative impacts on ecosystems and people's health. The effects of HABs are discussed more in Video 4. Algal blooms occur when environmental conditions support excessive amounts of algal growth. Ample levels of nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus, plus favorable weather conditions, are necessary for many kinds of algal blooms to form. The exact conditions that trigger an algal bloom are difficult to pinpoint because they are complex and driven by a combination of natural and human influences that make it difficult to predict when a bloom will occur. Algal blooms have been occurring for thousands of years, but the recent rise in documented cases of algal blooms may be linked to the increased nutrients from human sources. Excess nutrients, including nitrogen and phosphorus, can be introduced to bodies of water from agricultural runoff, residential runoff, and septic tanks. For instance, farms apply animal manure and synthetic fertilizers containing nitrogen and phosphorus to help crops grow. Agricultural runoff, water that drains away from farms, introduces extra nitrogen and phosphorus to nearby soils, lakes, rivers, and the ocean. Residential runoff can also occur when rain flows over paved surfaces and collects nutrient pollutants such as yard waste, pet waste, fertilizers, and some cleaning products, and washes it into storm drains. These stormwater drains usually flow to the nearest river, lake, or ocean without being treated. Septic tanks in residential areas can also introduce excess nutrients to the surrounding soil and water. In a septic tank system, wastewater flows into a drain field and can then contaminate bodies of water, especially if the system is built near a canal or lake. High levels of nutrients are important for algal blooms to occur, but they are just one of the requirements. In addition to high levels of nutrients, weather conditions must also be favorable for algal blooms to form. Warmer water temperatures can increase algal growth and reproduction. Increased sunlight, either due to longer days during the summer or clear, slow-moving water, can also increase algal growth and reproduction. Natural variations in climate can influence algal bloom formation. High rain events can wash excess nutrients into the water. El Niño and La Niña are examples of natural variation in climate that can influence the occurrence of algal blooms. Temperatures are predicted to increase in the future. Warmer temperatures will likely increase algal bloom frequency and severity, especially if high nutrient levels are present. Blooms may also occur earlier in the year and last longer as the duration of the warm season increases. Increased extreme weather events are predicted in the future and would provide favorable conditions for algal blooms. Flooding from storm events with heavy precipitation can wash nutrient pollution from paved areas and soil into lakes, rivers, and oceans and may promote algal blooms. Algal blooms occur in freshwater, estuarine, and saltwater environments throughout the country, including Hawaii and Alaska, as well as around the globe. Florida experiences blooms on the West Coast, East Coast, and in Lake Okeechobee. Even waterfowl can carry algae on their feet and feathers and introduce algal blooms to previously uninfected bodies of water. Algal blooms can negatively impact ecosystems as well as people without producing toxins or forming HABs. For example, some species of green algae are not known to produce toxins and are not considered HABs, but they can cause habitat degradation in mangroves and coral reefs. During a bloom, green algae cover and suffocate the aerial roots of the mangrove trees. Thick green algae can cover coral reef species and prevent light from reaching coral and plants, causing them to die. Mangroves and coral reefs provide habitats for many species. Sargassum is a type of brown algae and is not known to produce toxins or form HABs. Large masses of sargassum can float in the ocean and wash up on beaches. In the ocean, thick masses of sargassum can trap boats, block canals, and cause fish kills in the water as it decays. When it washes up on beaches, it can be unsightly and produce an unpleasant odor as it decomposes. Red drift algae are a type of red algae that can also be problematic, but are not known to produce toxins or form HABs. Large amounts of red drift algae can clog the water and wash up on beaches. Decomposition of red drift algae can deplete dissolved oxygen in the water and cause fish kills. In summary, algal blooms are a rapid overgrowth of algae that form under certain conditions. High nutrient levels and favorable weather conditions promote algae growth and the formation of algal blooms. Algal blooms can threaten ecosystems and people even when they do not form HABs or produce toxins.